All right, guys, so today I got Lee from Barely Training. We all know we like to talk kits, so I thought it'd be cool to have him out here and kind of go over some different options, different perspectives. I recently did a video on my chest rig. It's kind of like an Amazon special, stuff I've been working on over the last year or two. Not that anything's wrong with that, but I thought it'd be nice to kind of go over some name brand options and I'll let Lee get into all that. I just kind of want to let you guys know what we're doing today. So again, if you have any questions or comments, make sure to shoot us some comments down below. But yeah, I'll let you introduce yourself and kind of go from there.
My name is Lee. I own Barely Training Company. I have a lot of gear. I owned a gun store for 10 years, so that accumulated a lot.
Yeah.
All this stuff I bought on my own though, and I've modified it heavily. I mean, all of it's mishmash of different parts and companies and stuff like that I'll get into in a minute. But when Tyler asked me to do this, I was like, yeah, I got a lot of examples that I can bring and show.
He was like, how many should I bring?
Yeah. I was like, how long do you want the video?
Yeah.
So
right on. So I'll let you go ahead and kind of get into it. I'll go ahead and step to the side and go ahead and go over the setups and kind of why you set them up the way you did.
Cool. What's up, guys? So today I'm gonna go over chest rigs. Tyler asked me to bring a couple out. I brought you 3 examples and I'm gonna go from heavy to light. The reason why I really like chest rigs is Southern California, San Diego, sometimes it gets hot. It's like 110 and we're training outside. I get it. You folks in Arizona, that's your life and you train hard, you wear plate carriers and all that stuff. I don't. It's hot, it's gross, I don't like it. I'm not used to it. So on a hot, super sunny day, I'll run a chest rig. It keeps me cooler, keeps me lighter, it's just less, but some of it actually ends up being as heavy, just maybe not with plates, but some of it ends up being light. So I'll go through why I have those differences here. Like I said, I'll start from heavy. This is my Haley Strategic Micro rig. This is in the Multicam Arid. This is a separate piece right here. This is his dangler. This is set up with multiple different companies. So let me just start from the top. So this is the Wiseman Company H harness. I will get into H's in just a second. I prefer them drastically over X's because the comfortability factor, and I'll show you a really cool trick with H's. This is Wiseman. It's very, very comfortable. So we bring that down to the Haley rig itself, which I really like. The Haley Kydex inserts, I'm not a super huge fan of. I like my chest rigs to be pretty slim. So I actually run the elastic bungees that can squish down if my mags are out. So I like that. And then also, because these are quick access pouches, if I'm not running the elastic, the mag comes in and out just super easy, just like that. I don't really have to do any stuff. This is for not doing cartwheels, not doing backflips, whatever, just kind of running mags. But if I do need some security, I can just go ahead and bungee them. To get into the chest rig itself, I have the flashlight on this side and the multiplier on this side. This is primarily for pistol mags, but I'm always running this with a belt rig as well. And I have 2 pistol mags on all my belt rigs. So I don't really run 5 pistol mags. That would be a little bit much for me. I thought, you know, I'm gonna use this for more of like a outpost kind of thing where I have the flashlight and the multi-tool there. Get into the inside a little bit. So I got my IR chem light right here, right? This is a really cool trick. You buy these at like the dollar store. They're just toothbrush holders, but they add some flexibility and some protection for your chem lights because chem lights, especially the IR ones, are actually pretty expensive. I got a smoke signaler, got my shears, I got my radio. So I have my radio right here. This actually runs up to my ear so I can run comms. I got a grappling hook and a buzzsaw. We kind of talked about this the other day in my bug out bag class, but this is actually a really, really cool item. It's a green glow stick in here, but it comes in a hard protective case and it has the rope. So if you crack it and you spin it, it becomes a buzzsaw. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a great signaling method. So that is a really key thing. And it just comes like that from the factory, all protected with the rope. So that's pretty cool. Got some combat gauze in here, stuff like that, a signal mirror. But one thing that I do want to show you that's kind of cool, so smoke grenade, you guys all see that. I like to put them in bags because they have a little cap and a pull wire. So this kind of just keeps it closed up just a little bit, and a bag's always good to have with you. Let me show you this. This is actually kind of cool, interesting little thing here. I told you I had the rope on that other thing. This, my friends, is a grappling hook. You thread these bad boys in there just like that. Thread this back on, and you tie your rope here, and you can throw this and you can actually drag stuff to you if you don't want to leave cover. I mean, I wouldn't rappel a wall with this. This isn't really designed for that. This is designed to pull stuff. You know, you're in the middle of a firefight or something and something is on the ground that you need, or something is on the ground that you don't want there. Example, you see something that might be an IED or something like that. You don't want to go up and pick whatever it is off of it, but you can use this to pull it off. Granted, you may blow this thing up and not have it anymore, but I mean, that's way better than your hands or legs, to be quite honest. So this is a really cool tool. I don't know where you could get these other than Uncle Sam, but I'm sure there's somewhere on the internet. So put these in here, lock that up. So this is kind of a really cool tool. So in here, we'll get into the dingler. I got my cover. These things are lifesavers on hot days, just some energy, get back on target, get back in some state of mind. You know, there's nothing like exhaustion to put you out of the fight. Like, so this is clutch right here. Got some more rope that I kind of showed you guys, some 550, some breath mints just in case, you know, you never know. Last but not least, some zip ties. So handy cuffs, these are pretty cool. They cramp down really, really small. So I am running a radio on this bad boy, and you can see this wire that kind of leaves off and goes up here. That actually comes up right here, so that if I am running a helmet or just even a pair of Peltors that has a downlead, I can still run my radio with that. Or as you saw earlier, I pulled that little headpiece out. I can run that either. I just unplug this, but this is kind of a permanent thing. So I take it off. I can unplug it here, but I leave it set up that way. And this is more of like a, hey, this is all I got. And then I'll just run the earpiece. But this H harness, let me talk to you about that. To put on a chest rig with an X harness, you kind of got to hold it, and you got to unsnap it, and you got to kind of like throw it over and do this awkward thing. I mean, an H harness is probably the easiest thing to put on since chest rigs were invented. I literally put it on like a necklace, right? Like, how easy is that? And then I can simply adjust how I want. So this one I want to go under my hood because I am wearing a sweatshirt today. So easy there, boom. Like still adjusting, but still just hanging there, right? So then I just reach back, clip in. How easy is this, right? You just reach back, clip in. Oh, I got one from the last here. But just the fact that, look at that was messed up and it's still hanging, right? So if you have an X harness, you're trying to hold it and get everything situated the whole time, but I'm literally letting it hang. Let's undo this one just for example. Like, how simple. I can just stand there, talk to my buddy. Hey man, what's going on? You know, hey, I'm getting dressed here. We're having fun. And look at, I'm getting dressed the whole time. No problem. I don't have to have that hand there reaching out and, hey, can you hand me this? So for me and comfortability on an H harness, it's the way to go. It sits nice because I can adjust it all up here. It's a straight up adjust where the X comes across the back, and the X, even though you have the little holders in the back, they tend to slide in. So they tend to choke in on your neck. So H is, in my opinion, key. But mag inserts, I apologize, I don't remember where those came from. I've been through a lot of iterations on mag inserts on this one, just because I've been trying to find that perfect combination. Like on these two, I do have the elastic ones, but those hold really tight. This one, I really wanted just super loose, just to get the mags in and out, because I do actually train with this one quite a bit. So it's just making it easy, where some of them are a little bit tougher. Yeah, it's up to you. That's all preference. Like I said, I've been through 4 or 5 different iterations of how to hold these mags in here. And I found this is the best because for me, it's just stupid simple, which I really, really like. So that's this one. I'll move on to the middle one now. Take this bad boy off. And again, look how easy it is to take off, right? These are already undone. I'm already unhooked. Take it off like a necklace. Easy day. Super simple. Yeah, it changes everything.
Hold it, you have to have a buddy help you make sure you're not over.
Yeah, and they're all twisted and you're trying to undo it. And it's just like, geez. This one started life as an X harness and I quickly got away from that. I gotta be honest, I bought the Haley H to go with it because I was like, hey, it's Haley, I'll keep it all the same. And I had that for about a hot minute, and then I found this one that's so much more comfortable. If you were inclined, you could run something on this because it is MOLLE in the back, these laser cut MOLLE. So if you want to run like a hydration carrier or something, you could. But at that point, you're kind of getting into plate carrier territory. So why do that? The whole reason I love chest rigs is because the light, comfortable, hot days just kind of keep stuff off you, but you got to keep your sight essentials, where this is like a full essentials kit. This is like, I could run with this for quite some time. These are more of like just range day. In fact, the ones that I'm gonna talk about, they're literally called the range day chest rig, so easy day. The tourniquet, this is built into this. It's here because it can pull with both hands. It sits about here and I can pull it either way. That's a really important place to have that because you can access it with both hands. Oh, gloves, obviously, yep. I got gloves. Because this one's a more robust kit, you never know what you'll be doing, so I do have gloves. You can see these ones have been around for a while. They're probably due to be replaced soon anyways.
What kind of gloves are you running?
These are the Mechanics .5s, I believe. Again, this is hot day stuff, right? So I'm gonna run super light, thin gloves. And these are super thin here, and the leather here is very thin and it's perforated, so it gives you a lot of comfortability and it doesn't get you all sweaty and nasty. As you can see, my trigger finger is getting shredded because, you know, that's what I do. Mechanics, I have mechanics that range from hot gloves that I can take suppressors off guns with, or super light ones that just protect my hands from whatever you're doing. I like to wear gloves, especially if I'm outside, crawling up rocks or whatever. Just a little bit of protection so you're not getting thorns or whatever. I mean, something will go through this, but you're just protecting your hands a little bit. On all my plate carriers, I have a pair of gloves no matter what. So gloves are pretty essential, but you gotta plan the gloves for the right day. I mean, if I showed up with this rig, if there's a reason, I'm not gonna have super thick, heavy welding gloves. It's not gonna be functional with this kit. So that's that one. So we'll move into this one. This one is like a real cobbled together piece. This and this share a common part. I wanna point out this here. This padded piece right here actually Velcros on, and this is from this one. So I actually switched these parts because this is padded and gives a little more breathability, which I thought for a heavier chest rig, breathability is probably more of a concern of mine, and just comfort because it is padded, where this is a really light chest rig. It's not my extreme lightweight one, but it is lighter, so I don't need as much padding and breathability. In fact, the way I have this set up today is probably the most setup it's ever been, because I normally run this one as my SMG chest rig. So if you notice, these are actually 9mm AK mags. I run this with my Kalashnikov AK 9mm, and that's why this is specifically set up this way. And it's specifically set up with the elastic in the internal, because you can't do the bungee type system that I have over here with these mags. One, they're super tall and it would just be a mess. So I actually run the elastic, and as you can see, it's a little bit harder to get in. Getting out is no problem. You can still pull it out, but getting in is a little bit problem. But I'm running that 9mm, so I'm not super worried about speed and stuff like that. So this is actually the T3 range chest rig. It's really cool. It's super thin. These are actually a separate thing, but this is the actual width of the chest rig, and this is the same one, and I'll get to it in a second, but it's super thin. It's literally the width of a magazine, and that's it. It's molly on the front. As you can see, I've mollied some mag pouches here, but when I'm normally running this chest rig, I am not running AR mags as well, because I'm running my SMG mags. So I literally put these here, these pouches, as a catch-all. Like, I can put pistol mags in them, I could put snacks in them, I could put my phone in it. In fact, a lot of times when I'm running this chest rig, I will just run this because, you know, it's for a day of training. I've cracked an iPhone before. When I've gone prone, I literally have cracked an iPhone doing that. So I like to tuck my phones away when I can. These are Eagle Industries specific AR rifle mag pouches, but they are pretty universal in the size, because you can see my phone. These are in AOR1, which is unobtainium. So AOR1 is an old camo that was invented just specifically for the SEAL teams to run pouches and stuff like that. So these are kind of hard to come by. You can find them on Amazon, but they're incredibly expensive. There are some companies coming out with AOR1 mag pouches that you can replace this with. But in that same token, I went and made it as much AOR1 as I could. So I actually cut the original piece out of this and replaced it with AOR1 webbing that I just bought online, because I wanted to kind of flow. So tan and AOR1 is this setup. You even have the AOR1 bone shaka from the C4 Foundation, which is a really cool foundation. So if you haven't heard of them, get a hold of them. The cool part about this rig is it comes with one of the best H harnesses I have ever seen on a rig. It's actually really cool. So this system right here is just the padding, and this, well, I replaced it, but the original one, you can take this out and then you can put this on there. I actually contacted him and said, hey, will you sell just this piece? Because I mean, this is a game changer. It's comfortable, it's got the stuff here, it lines it up perfectly on my shoulders. I'll show you how easy it is to pop on an H harness, but this one is incredibly comfortable. So that's it right there, we're on. good to go. And I can sit there and adjust and take, hide my hood, stuff like that. But the fact that it's an H harness is easy. It like literally just holds there. Boom. I can set everything up, tighten, loosen, whatever. But now it's all held there. Even if I had to go quick, this still, and I could start running, it would flop, but this was good. Even if I just pulled the one strap in the bottom, right, and put that on, that's it. I can literally run around, maneuver, jump up and down. I'm not gonna lose the rig, but I can adjust all this later too if I needed to in a hurry. So the H to me is just, like I mentioned it several times, it's a game changer.
By far superior to the X harness.
Like, oh yeah.
All the stuff you just said you're able to do without completely putting it on, you can't do that with the X harness.
No, not at all. You pretty much need help to put on an X harness. Like they're incredibly hard to do by yourself. So that's why everything I have is switched to H's. But this actually came with the rig. So the pad, the straps, the nice padded system back here, and that. And I'll tell you what, guys, it's like $100 for that whole thing. It's from T3, which is actually a local San Diego company. And here's the secret. T3 sends out coupon codes like all the time. I think the last one I found was 20% off. So you gotta think 20 bucks off $100, so you're paying 80 bucks for a chest rig. That, by the way, it also comes with the AR version of the elastic pouches inside. So you're 80 bucks into a whole chest rig and it's legit. Like it's super comfortable, it works really well. You're gonna be really, really happy with it. Wait for that coupon code and get them. In fact, this is one as well. So just to show you, this is one right here. This is the T3 in multicam. The difference here is where here I went with kind of the old school flat pouches. This is kind of older because I just kind of wanted that look, something unique, running an AOR1. This is standard multicam. So this is that chest rig, but with the Blue Force gear, new version of their elastic pouches on it. Does the exact same thing, does the exact same purpose, just in a lighter weight way. Right? So I can just run all this stuff in there, and these are new, so they're tight, but I can still run anything I want in there. And it's just, look at that. Look at the size of that package. So theoretically, I could run 6 AR mags on this rig right here. That's a lot for this size. And just because I wanted to try it, this is a Cry AVS H harness. It's actually really, really comfortable. You can see it's aerated out a little bit, so it's pretty comfortable. I still have this one at home that I really like that came with this, but I just want to give this a shot because it's also padded and it has a lot of open areas in it. It looks really comfortable. It really is. And this is like my ultimate hot day rig. Like I just want to carry as little mags as I can. That's 3, and just training out with a friend. Don't need multi-tools, don't need flashlights. It's the middle day. We're not running radios. This is literally just the range day rig. That's what they call it. I like to add this because you can see how much width that actually adds. Almost none. And it's only thick because my phone's in there, right? This is a big phone, so it fits in there. So take that phone out, you add almost nothing to add that. And if I had a Glock mag, or here, this will simulate a Glock mag, but it'll be much easier to get in there. Boom. I could, reverse these.
Can you put an AR mag in it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so easy day. See? Now I'm running, technically they're all rifle mags, but this would simulate a Glock mag. That would fit in there just super easy. Pulling these out, still again, a little bit tricky, but they work super easy. And then this is actually the elastic that comes with the chest rig. So you saw how easy that was. Just pull it right out. Getting it back in with the elastic is always a little bit of a trick, but getting it out, boom, in the gun, right? Super easy day. So this is my, like I said, just running a gun chest rig. This is my specific SMG chest rig where I want to run my 9mm AK. This is the ticket because these mags are not easy to store, because they are so small. They won't really fit in the AR mag pouches that well. Even on here, what you don't see on here is the addition of a knife, and something super ultra important is another tourniquet. So I have these tourniquets on pretty much every chest rig and plate carrier that I run. I just don't have it on this because this is just super slimmed down. I'm probably within arm's reach of my car running this kind of stuff, right? Because I have everything there. This is kind of like more adventurous, and then this is like full kit. So both of these knives are actually made by a friend of mine. So they're kind of custom to what I wanted. This one pulls out, super simple, clean. I like, as you can see on this one too, I like when it's in a chest rig to have the loop, because I can grab it pretty easily when it's behind something, because when it's behind things, I can still grab it and pull it out, right? Whereas if it's a full handled knife, put it back in there. If it's a full handle knife, you kind of got to get down in there to pull it out. So either if it has a hook or a ring when you're running in a chest rig, it actually really helps. I like that. You can see both these knives are in the exact same location on each, and that's on purpose. Even if I'm running it on a plate carrier, I'm still running the same spot because those neural pathways that you create the same spot every time, right? On my plate carriers, I might change a little bit due to where the cummerbund sits or how the cummerbund sits, but realistically, I'm always gonna run a chest rig or a plate carrier knife right there in the middle. You can see that tucks away pretty smooth back there and just pulls right out, right? It's actually a Kydex sheath that was made flat. I just put sticky Velcro that I bought at Ace Hardware. You can buy it by the foot. I slapped that on the Kydex itself. The tricky part is you got to know which side, because you put one piece on this side, one piece on the other side, and then you just Velcro it in between the rig here, and it fits pretty good. I mean, I've never had a problem with the actual sheath pulling out of the Velcro in there. You'd be surprised with your body compressing it in, the chest rig tight, and the Velcro, it ain't going anywhere. So same thing here, just Kydex Velcroed in, keeps it slim, keeps it nice. This one I actually put in here because it's ringed and it happens to be multicam aired, where this is multicam aired. So that's pretty much it on these chest rigs. The nice part about chest rigs is there's not a whole lot to them. And, you know, this one's got all kinds of pockets and stuff to shove fun things in, but these ones that you're running on a hot day, they do what they do best and hold mags. That's really all you need them to do. If you do have any questions on these guys, feel free to hit Tyler. He has my number. He can ask me those questions, or I chime in, I'll find the comments or whatever. But hit a like and subscribe and all that, and we'll get you more info.
All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you, Lee, for going over all these different types of chest rigs. Again, it's cool just to have different perspectives on kit, kind of go over different options.
Different ways to modify them, you know, like not every one chest rig by itself is perfect. So
exactly.
None of these are fully one company.
That's a good point. Like you said, modify your kit to your needs. That's a really good point. So like he just said, not one of these are just stock how they come out of the market. He actually adds other pieces from other companies to make it fit to his needs and how he likes to run it. So again, really cool options, man. I love these chest rigs. Like he said, he has a straight range day option, super light streamline, kind of that middle in between that he's kind of modded to add more capability, and then that full go-to chest rig that you could run for a while, like he said. So
this would be a great get home one if you don't want to run a full plate carrier.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's got everything a plate carrier would have, but just without plates.
And again, if you wanted to run a stream plate carrier underneath any of these options, you could always do that, and then run a backpack with more magazines, all that good stuff. So really cool options, man. I just want to say thanks again. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure to shoot me a comment down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and thank you for watching.